Janet Guthrie's Icy Welcome, 1976. In 1976, Janet Guthrie shattered NASCAR's Boys Club by becoming the first woman to race in the Coca-Cola 600. But not everyone was thrilled. Racing icon Richard Petty gave Guthrie a frosty reception. Literally. Guthrie later quipped, "When I shook hands with Richard Petty, I thought I'd get frostbite." And Petty sneered, "She's no lady. If she was, she'd be at home." There's a lot of differences in being a lady and being a woman. Ouch. Despite the cold shoulders in the garage, Guthrie kept her cool and raced on, earning respect with a steady 15th place finish. The controversy stirred headlines and debate over women's place in NASCAR. Many fans cheered Guthrie's courage, while some old-school insiders scoffed. In time, even skeptics had to acknowledge her grit. Petty himself later admitted he admired her for toughing it out in an unwelcome environment. Guthrie's trailblazing run sparked conversations that echoed for decades, proving she belonged on the track, icy handshakes and all. Erin Crocker and Ray Evernham's racing soap opera, 2006. Fast forward to the 2000s for a NASCAR drama off the track. Ray Evernham, a championship-winning team owner, began dating his development driver, Erin Crocker, and sparks flew in more ways than one. The personal relationship quickly revved up into a full-blown controversy, especially after Evernham's other driver, Jeremy Mayfield, accused him of being an absentee manager distracted by a close personal relationship with a female driver. The garage was buzzing with gossip, and Evernham's team performance suffered a slump that many linked to the off-track romance. Evernham eventually admitted that dating his driver hurt her career and undermined his credibility with sponsors. Oops. Fans and media had a field day dubbing it NASCAR's own soap opera. The fallout? Crocker's NASCAR career never took off as expected. Evernham had to move her to another team, and he later sold his organization amid the turmoil, first selling a controlling interest in his Evernham Motorsports team to George Gillett in 2007, eventually selling his remaining stake to make way for the 2009 merger with Petty Enterprises to form Richard Petty Motorsports. For the record, the two did marry years later on August 26, 2009. The saga underscored how personal relationships could spill into professional racing, fueling what many dubbed NASCAR's own soap opera. Jennifer Jo Cobb refuses to start and park, 2011. In 2011, journeyman driver Jennifer Jo Cobb created a stir at Bristol Motor Speedway by standing up to her team in dramatic fashion. Just 5 minutes before the start of a nationwide series race, Cobb shocked everyone by walking away from her car in protest. Why? Her underfunded team owner had ordered her to park the car after a few laps, a start and park strategy to collect prize money without truly racing. And Cobb wasn't having it. She essentially said, "No way, I came to race," and quit on the spot. The move left the team scrambling to find a replacement driver and even sparked threats of a lawsuit for breach of contract. Fans and fellow drivers largely applauded Cobb's principled stand. Even defending series champ Brad Keselowski praised her for making the tough choice, but the right one. The very public spat cast a spotlight on start and park tactics and made Cobb a bit of a grassroots hero for sticking to her guns. Danica's revenge backfires, 2012. During her part-time Cup schedule in 2012, DanicaPatrick decided at Kansas she'd had enough of Landon Cassill, with chaotic results. Feeling Cassill had raced her too hard, Patrick attempted a little payback on track. Cameras caught the number 10 dive-bombing Cassill's car in a revenge hit, but the plan spectacularly backfired. Patrick spun Cassill out all right, but she also wrecked herself in the process. Her Chevy slapped the wall, ending her day early, while Cassill remarkably continued on to finish 18th. A candid Danica admitted afterward, "I let frustration get to me, but I have to stand up for myself." The incident set off debate in NASCAR Nation. Was Danica justified in showing she wouldn't be pushed around, or did she overreact and reveal inexperience? The failed retaliation became a viral highlight reel moment. Hello, blooper reel. And a lesson that revenge in NASCAR can come back to bite. Literally. Kyle Petty says she can't drive, 2013. When a NASCAR legend basically calls you all hype, sparks are bound to fly. In 2013, retired driver-turned-TV analyst Kyle Petty stirred the pot by declaring DanicaPatrick was a marketing machine, but not a race car driver. According to Petty, Danica could go fast in qualifying but can't race in traffic, and he doubted she ever would. Talk about throwing down the gauntlet. His comments blew up the NASCAR media, igniting fierce debate among fans and peers. Patrick responded with a shrug and a laugh, saying she really didn't care and had heard far worse from online haters. Even Dale Earnhardt Jr. chimed in to defend Danica's effort and rightful position in the sport, saying she had run well enough to prove she belongs. Petty's harsh critique turned into a high-profile gender in sports controversy. Was he speaking hard truths or just being cruel? Either way, the dust-up kept Danica in the headlines and added another chip on her shoulder to prove the skeptics wrong. If everyone else stayed home, Richard Petty versus Danica, 2014. The very next year, another Petty, the King, Richard Petty, revved up a fresh DanicaPatrick controversy. In early 2014, Petty was asked if Danica would ever win a cup race and quipped, "If everybody else stayed home." Yikes. That one-liner made national news, sparking a firestorm over whether the King's stance was blunt truth or chauvinistic trash talk. Patrick took the high road, saying everyone's entitled to an opinion and even finding a positive spin. The chatter creates such great conversation, and that good things could come from it. Still, the remark touched off heated debates on talk shows and social media about female drivers' legitimacy. Petty doubled down that he wasn't being sexist, just calling it like he saw it. The saga even led to playful buzz about a potential one-on-one race between Danica and Petty to settle the score. It never happened. In the end, Petty's zinger showed that even in 2014, the gender conversation in NASCAR was still running hot, and Danica remained at its center. DanicaPatrick versus Denny Hamlin, Showdown, 2015. DanicaPatrick proved she wasn't afraid of confrontation during 2015's Daytona Speed Weeks, in an episode worthy of a reality show. During Budweiser Duel 2, contact from Denny Hamlin turned Patrick into the grass, their second run-in 2 days after a practice crash the day before, nearly costing her a Daytona 500 berth. After surviving and securing her spot, Danica marched straight over to Hamlin on pit road, with cameras rolling, and got right in his face. "You get on my left rear, and it spins me out. You did the same thing," Patrick told Hamlin on pit road. Hamlin, caught off guard, defended himself, and Danica's boss Tony Stewart even jumped in, warning Hamlin that wrecking her twice in a week ain't gonna fly. The tense standoff quickly went viral, with fans alternately applauding Danica's fire or rolling their eyes at the drama. Ultimately, both drivers moved on professionally, but that Daytona dust-up showed Patrick's willingness to demand respect, and it made for one electrifying NASCAR moment. Danica's Trackside tantrum earns a fine, 2016. Emotions boiled over again for Danica in 2016, and this time it hit her wallet. During the Auto Club 400, Danica's day ended violently when Kasey Kahne inadvertently hooked her car and sent her hard into the wall on the front stretch. Shaken and furious, Patrick climbed out of her wrecked car and, against NASCAR rules, walked toward the track to gesture angrily at Kahne's passing car under caution. She dramatically let him know he was in her bad books. The move might have felt satisfying in the moment, but NASCAR was not amused. Stepping onto an active track is a big no-no, a rule emphasized after a tragic 2014 incident. And that week officials slapped Danica with a $20,000 fine and probation to boot. Fans were split. Some loved seeing her passion. Others said she'd gone too far. Patrick reluctantly ate the penalty, and the whole incident became a cautionary tale that even temper tantrums in NASCAR have consequences. Sponsor Showdown, Danica versus Nature's Bakery, 2017. Even off the track, DanicaPatrick found herself in controversy, this time over a sponsorship meltdown in 2017. Her primary backer, a snack company called Nature's Bakery, abruptly tried to bail on its multi-million-dollar deal, and things got ugly fast. The sponsor claimed Patrick wasn't fulfilling her end of the bargain, even complaining that she promoted other fitness products on social media and didn't plug their fig bars enough. Stewart Haas Racing was stunned, basically saying, "Are you kidding?" and promptly sued Nature's Bakery for $31 million in a breach of contract smackdown. NASCAR fans watched the legal battle like a soap opera. Was the small company in over its head sponsoring a superstar? Many thought so, and Nature's Bakery's complaints seemed flimsy to most observers. The dispute eventually settled out of court in May 2017, with the sponsor quietly exiting and SHR scrambling to cover the funding. The public spat revealed the high-stakes pressure on drivers to keep sponsors happy, and just how sour things can get when a deal falls apart mid-season. Natalie Decker's hat-throwing feud, 2019. Truck Series rookie Natalie Decker learned in 2019 that sometimes you've just got to let your anger out, preferably not on someone's headgear. In a July truck race at Kentucky, veteran Spencer Boyd misjudged a pass and tangled with Decker, wrecking both trucks and ending Natalie's night early. Fed up, the young driver marched over to Boyd in the garage after the race for a heated face-to-face. In a moment caught on video, 22-year-old Decker got right in Boyd's grill and then snatched the cap off his head, flinging it behind her in disgust. Talk about throwing down. Crew members intervened before things got uglier, but the clip of the hat snatch heard around NASCAR made the rounds on social media. Some fans laughed it off as a classic short-track temper tantrum, while others scolded Decker for losing her cool. Either way, the feisty confrontation showed that in NASCAR, even a flying hat can spark a controversy, and Natalie certainly left her caption on the 2019 season. Hailie Deegan's Livestream slip-up, 2021. Up-and-coming driver Hailie Deegan found herself in hot water in early 2021 without even turning a lap, thanks to an ill-advised comment on Twitch. While streaming a virtual iRacing event, the 19-year-old dropped a derogatory slur, the R-word, when another driver bumped her online car. Viewers were stunned, and the clip quickly spread across the internet. Deegan immediately apologized on Twitter, calling the word inappropriate slang and a stupid mistake. But the damage was done. NASCAR announced that Hailie would be required to undergo sensitivity training before the season started. The incident ignited debate about driver conduct off the track and the scrutiny facing young racers in the social media age. Fans and commentators couldn't help but compare it to other esports controversies. Kyle Larson's infamous 2020 slur incident was still fresh in memory. While some supporters forgave Hailie as a young driver learning a hard lesson, others weren't so quick to let it slide. One thing's for sure. A few careless words on a live stream created a major PR skid for the sport's promising female star. What's your take? Were these controversies fair criticisms or blown out of proportion because they involved women? Comment your thoughts below. Thank you for watching the NASCAR Explainer.